Greetings. Welcome back to Pinkoddbird. All right, you guys probably can't even make heads or tails of what's happening here because there's a lot going on. But in case you don't know, the time has come. What I'm here to share with you today is the journal release for Oddtober 2024, where we do our Oddtober daily prompts, and I always have a collection of journals that I release every year. For those of you who just maybe don't have the time or just are making a collection of these as we go on through the years. And so today I'm here to share those journals with you. Obviously, I won't flip through every single little detail because there's a lot. So let me fix this a little bit. Okay, hopefully this looks a little better. So you guys, last year, I think most of the years before, I was usually making somewhere in the range of like 10, maybe 12 journals. And I really wanted to make a much larger number this year, but I wasn't able to because time just didn't permit for me. However, I was still able to make a few extra ones. So this year I have 16 that are going to be available. I was almost going to change like the shape of these, but I was like, you know what? Maybe there's people who are collecting these. Maybe you have gotten one every year and maybe you're storing them in something very specific. And they've always been 6x6. And so I was like, I'm not going to mess that up just in case. And I think that this is, like I've always said, I think this is a really fun size for people who are not wanting to be overwhelmed and just want to have like a little something to do in October, something not overwhelming, just something fun that they can complete and always go back and look back on. And then as always, these will be coming with a little kit. I will go through the kits at the end, or I'll go through one of the kits at the end. So for now, I'm going to just show these to you. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here we go. So there are 16 different journals, and there are 2 that I made in the same quote unquote style, I guess you could say, meaning they will have the same fabric, and then the papers on the inside are also going to be the same. So as I've already mentioned, these are all 6x6. They are all closed with a piece of sari silk. And these here, I will put names on the screen for which journals these are going to be. So if you're interested in a specific journal, what I'll do is I'll put a name on the screen for these. That way you know which one to look for in Etsy. That's where they're going to be listed up, but you can also tell what they are by the cover image on these. So like I always do, I always have like a faux cover. In this case, I did, some of the covers have different shapes of, in this case, what I did, some of the journals actually have a different size cover. I think traditionally I've done them usually like all the same size, but like, for example, you can see this cover here is a little bit different shape. And I just did that because it fit the image a little bit better. And you guys know, I really try and stick to using images that are like royalty free in the like Creative Commons realm. So some of them might be repeats of other years, but like everything in these journals is meant to be swapped in, swapped out. You can use it here, you can use it there. So that's just the way that I do it. That's the intention behind this. Nothing is meant to be like set or permanent unless you want it to be. So if you want this to be the permanent cover, you can glue it down. You can turn it into a pocket on the cover, or like I always say, inside the book, you can make it a pocket in the back of the book somehow. So these 2 are going to have pumpkins on them. And like I said, I'll put the name on the screen. These have like a little doodle fabric of bats, like bat doodles. They are still 2 signatures, and they are fabric covered. These are all stitched on the edges of the covers. And then when you open these up, what I did this year, okay, first of all, I have to say, I started out making these as the commemorative tags for this year. And you guys, if you know me, I'm very persnickety about quality, durability. I always tell you it doesn't have to look perfect, but it still needs to maintain like a standard of quality. And I feel like they have the look and the vibe. But I'm not sure because of the material of these little things. and the material of these flowers, I wasn't completely positive that they would hold up to long term because of the way that I had to glue them. So like I first started out using like fabric glue, and I'm like, I don't think that's gonna work. Then I was like hot glue, and I know hot glue doesn't last. And then I was like, well, I could do like a collage medium or gel medium to hold them down, but that's going to take 5,000 years to dry. And I still don't know if it would completely hold these pieces of medium to the paper. So I was like, you know what? And then I even went in, I tried stitching these down so to make sure that they would stay. And then I added glue over the stitch. And I'm just like, you know what? These cannot be the commemorative tags. They just cannot. It was doing too much. And I realized that. So I will still be including these with the packages when they go out. But I think this is just going to be like a decorative element, like on the box. So let me show you the actual commemorative tag. If you know, there's a commemorative tag every single year. And this year, here's how it's going to look. They're all going to pretty much be the same. And so basically they have some leaves on them. If you guys remember, in the last year's Oddtober daily prompts, I think we're ending up in the forest, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be something kind of like that. Or, you know, something in that realm. So I wanted to kind of like touch on that a little bit with the commemorative tags for this year. So it's kind of like an outdoorsy scene. You have like a little graveyard here. I die cut each one of these and all the little bats. And then there's a piece of this little spider web border punch that I added on. And then the star of the show are these little moons that I made. And these moons are so cute. I added like texture to them. And then not only that, I also added like a glitter effect to them. So it would be like the moon was sparkling. And I am not sure if it's showing on camera. Right there, you can kind of see. So they all will have a little bit of shimmer to them on the moons, and I really just love the moons. And since I spent so much time working on the moons, what I did was I thought it would be kind of cute. I made the pockets a little bit higher this year. And then when you tuck these in, of course they say Oddtober 2024, you'll still be able to see the little moon through the little window. So I thought that was so cute. All right, so these books are going to be, these two with the pumpkins are going to be like a little bit more traditional Halloween. So they have like, of course, they all have the original hand-dyed papers that I dyed myself. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at Pinkoddbird. You'll be able to get like little snippets and previews of what I'm doing. I usually post those in my stories, and then I'll post something like a little bit more, with a little bit more substance to my feed. But yeah, so these are all going to be kind of like, they all have the original hand-dyed papers in them, like I said, and then some scrapbook papers, all different paper weights as per usual. So that's kind of like the gist of how this is. Oh, and then I always add my stamp to the back of the commemorative tag. So that's where my stamp is on all those. And that's really the gist of the book. Again, they're 6x6, so really cute and bite size. So that is how these two are going to be. And then just quickly, I'll show you the rest. So these two here, they have the bats on the front covers, and I will put the names for these on the screen. Black sari silk for these. And then the fabric is this really cool like snuggle type fabric, and it's got cats, ravens, spiders, bats, all that great stuff. And then again, on the inside cover, you have your commemorative tag, and these have like a little bit more of a dark kind of forest vibe. All the hand-dyed papers in here, and as I always do, there are enough pages in here exactly for you to be able to do your 31 prompts. Maybe you'll have like an extra page depending on how you decide to lay your pages out. But that's how the vibe is for this one. You can see kind of like dark, kind of foresty kind of vibes on that one. So these next two, they have a raven on the cover of them. And I did these in a kind of like a dark night celestial kind of vibe. So they have like this really cool reflective celestial type fabric to them that like is iridescent. Of course, you have your commemorative tag, and then the papers in here are going to be like a dark night kind of theme on those, like sky, celestial, kind of like that. And also, you know, I use the same thread that I always do. It's wax, but this year the thread was very waxy, and that kind of bugged me a little bit, but here nor there. It's just a little extra commentary. See, you hear that? It's so waxy. Killed me. All right, so that's this one. Again, these are all blank slates, and they're intended to be that way so that you can decorate them and do your Oddtober prompts as you wish. So if you guys don't know, if you're new here, what we do is we do 31 days of prompts, and then at the end, we do like a giveaway, of course. There'll be a hashtag that you can follow, and that will be released when I do the prompts with Priscilla. And it's just like a fun little challenge that we all do together. We all join in, and it's fun. We've been doing this for several years now. All right, so next up we have the sugar skull ones. I was able to do the sugar skulls again this year. So these have a little skull on the front, and then this really cool, colorful sugar skull fabric on that one. And then, of course, commemorative tag. And then the insides of these are going to be a lot more colorful and punchy if you want something that has like a little bit more colorful festivity vibe to it with the sugar skulls. Oh my gosh, this wax thread. Ugh, never again. Never again. It's weird because it's the brand that I always use, but it just was so waxy this time for some reason. I love the sugar skull pages. Oh my gosh. I really love the sugar skull pages a lot. Okay, so that's the sugar skulls. I'm so ready for the season, you guys. I don't know about you. If you're also ready for the season, let me know in the comments down below. I'm so excited. I also can't wait for Beetlejuice to come out. I've been a Beetlejuice fan since I was a kid. I used to watch the movie on repeat on VHS, and you know, I have been collecting Beetlejuice stuff for ages. I think Priscilla and I did a Beetlejuice swap. That was like one of the first swaps I think we did together, was a Beetlejuice theme. So yeah, I'm a huge Beetlejuice fan, so I'm super excited for that. So these have sorry you guys, there's a person riding their bike around, and it's been quiet all day, and of course right now when I'm starting to film, so I keep pausing it to try and not get it in the video, but I'm never going to get this video done because I don't know how long they're going to be riding. So I apologize if you hear that in the background. So this one has like a little moon and some bats. And then of course the fabric on this one has bats, cemetery, skulls, ravens, potion bottles. Really cute on this one. And the vibe on this is just kind of like a dark, like another kind of like dark night kind of vibe on this one. I really was kind of disappointed with the paper releases this year. They weren't too good, so I had to go into my stash and just kind of get creative and think about what the theme was going to be for this year's Oddtober daily. And I did the best that I could, and I'm actually happy with how they turned out because I like the vibes of like nighttime and outside and creepy. And I think that kind of comes through on some of these. But I also always like to create like a different array and a different vibe for each of the books, because sometimes, you know, everybody has like a different preference on what they choose to work in. You know, it's going to be your book for forever. It's going to be what you're working in. So, all right, so those are these two. We have these. These are going to be another set of like more traditional Halloween on these. They have the yellow sari silk, and these have a little black cat on them. Really cute fabric on these. So again, on this book, on these books, you're going to see a little bit more of like traditional Halloween kind of colors and vibes on those. Okay. Next, these are also more traditional Halloweens, a little bit more on the silly, like spoopy side. And again, closure with Sorry Silk. You have the little ghosty as your front image here. And this has eyeball fabric. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this fabric actually glows in the dark on these. So that's kind of fun. And again, these are going to have just like more traditional Halloween kind of colors and vibes on them. Lots of fun little lightly foiled papers. I think these papers are from the collection from this year, which is fine. You know, these ones were cute, I think. Yeah. But I just, I was not so happy with the paper release, unfortunately, this year. I wished for something a little different, but we make do. So that's these. A person's just having a grand old time on their bike. Enjoy your life. We're here enjoying our life with our paper. And these are the last two. Again, these are going to be another set of traditional Halloween vibes on these. Have a little creepy spider on the front. That's your fabric on these. Really cute doodle pumpkins. And actually, I think I got these fabrics from Dear Julie. This one and the bats. So Julie, thank you for these fabrics. If you guys don't know, I'll link Julie in the description box below, because I don't know, Julie goes live every day, I think she said. So thank you, Julie. I'm hoping next year there's going to be a better release on the paper. But the good news is that these are all going to be decorated up and designed to suit your own personal taste. So I guess, you know, the paper doesn't really matter ultimately, because potentially it's going to be covered up anyway. So, all right. So those are all 16 of the books. All right. So next I'm going to quickly show you kind of what the kits look like. They have a front pocket on them, and they have some goodies tucked in. On the back, this is where the Wonka bars are going to get tucked in, and then there's more goodies on the inside, and then they all will have, I will show you the inside, like what's kind of inside. I think they all have something similar, but some of the sticker images and things like that might differentiate. The fabric pieces are going to be different. You know, there's going to be little differences, and unfortunately I don't have the time to show them all to you guys, but I will open one and show it to you, but I'm just going to give you the gist. They will have these little fabric tassels on them. And with these tassels, you can leave them as they are, use them. I just created like a little yarn loop and, you know, swished it onto this paper clip. But like I said earlier in the video, you're able to take this apart completely and use these trims in a different way if you want to. So that's totally up to you. And then I used a little garment pin to add these cute little charms on each one. And they will all have like some kind of a little focal point. So like on this one, it's going to be an eyeball, and then they'll all have a word. This one says web. The envelopes, I think, are just over 6 by 6. So you can use those envelopes, or you can cut them down, use them for something else. The tassel, you know, what makes up these tassels is all a little different. This one has a little spider on it, and it says web. This one's going to have this kind of a tassel here, different materials in the tassel, and this one says fang. This one has another eyeball. It says eek. And this one has an eyeball. It says boo. The packets, I'm just going to randomly pick and choose them when I start packing up the books to get shipped out. This one says crow. So unfortunately it's going to be the fastest and easiest way for me to do that. So that's how that's going to go. So you'll just get a surprise when you receive it. This one says mask with a little candy corn. And this one's got cat on that tassel. We got mask on this one with the with the eyeball. And some of them are, I think a couple of the words have dupes. So it's a couple of the words will have twice. So this one's vamp. And this one's got cat on it. Bat. Boo. Here's another crow with a candy corn. Bat. And the last one is eek. So I'm gonna pick one of these and we're gonna open it up and I'll show you what's inside. All right. So here's the one that we're going to open up. I also should mention they do come with one of these really cool jumbo paper clips. So you can alter this if you want to, or just use it as a fun little piece. Like I thought that if you wanted to leave it like how it is, you could use this as your bookmark for while we're doing the prompts. Like wherever you leave off, you can put this in and that'll be your little bookmark for the, you know, for the duration of the challenge. So you have your tassel there. And then I added in one of these little spiderweb border punches. They all will have one of those. And you guys know I always add in one of my little cupcake liners. You can tear this apart and use it for collaging. You could make a rosette. You could do whatever you want. They all will have, these are the heavy, if you look at the backs of them, you might be able to see like a little partition. That means it's a sticker. So if you see one of these like kind of heavier pieces, just double check the backs because they're probably stickers. Little tickets. These are the little punch outs from when I put the little windows for the moon, but I thought that you would be able to use that for something. Of course, you have your little envelope, and this is the envelope that I traditionally add in so that you're able to have a little place to put your numbers in if you're going to number your daily prompts. Another sticker, this one here, and this one actually I think it has a punch out. Yeah, so this is another sticker. So that's how the front is going to look. It's got, I did a little border punch and then I stitched the pockets on for these. On the inside, I'm gonna flip this over so it goes from biggest to small. There will always be a piece of scrapbook paper. So these are 6 by 6 pieces of paper. And then this year I found the cutest little ghosty napkins. So they're shaped like ghosts and then they have like little fringe at the bottom because boo. So you'll have one of those little napkins in there. You can cut that up. I think it opens in 4s, so you can use that. Same thing with the bats. These are little bat napkins. So cute. And then I always put a little piece of some kind of like mesh, or in this case it's like a sheer kind of a fabric. I like to get those from the Dollar Tree. This is another cut off from the paper packs, and I added these in. I think all of them will have a piece that's got double-sided, so they're all going to have something that you can choose from for what side to use. As per usual, I always add in a vintage treat bag. And you guys, these treat bags are getting expensive. Like nowadays, these treat bags go for, I'd say probably between $4 and $7 per bag. So it's pretty pricey nowadays. Like it's unfortunate, but luckily I got a big collection before people started doing that. So I like to add in these little stickers, and then you've got a little chipboard sticker here, and you can always peel these down if you want to make them a little bit thinner, paint them a different color, and still use the other pieces of the chipboard. They will all have some fabric sampler in there. So this one's got the little doodle pumpkin fabric sample in there, a piece of ribbon in there, and you guys know I always like to add in these little felt pieces. The eyes and stuff, they punch out, so you can poke those out. I'll let you do it though. It's very satisfying. And then I also added in these little wooden witch hat ornament thingies, and I thought these would be kind of fun for you to get creative with and decorate them as you would wish. You can You could put paper over them, decoupage paper on there, tissue paper. You can paint on these. You can do mixed media. I just thought they would be kind of fun. And if you wanted to, you could add them to your tassel. Oops. You could add them to your tassel and, you know, just keep adding on to your tassel. So many things that you can do with that. Sorry, I want to add this piece back in here. And that's kind of the gist of what's going to be in each one of these packets. So lots of little goodies for you to play with. I might add in a few more little things here and there, or when I pack the packages, I might throw some extra little goodies in there. And last but not least, of course, we will be adding in the Wonka bars again. I have to put these together. So if you guys purchase one of these, they'll all come with a golden ticket. There's two kinds, as you can see here. These are the non-golden tickets, and these are the golden tickets. I think I'll do 2 golden tickets this year. They're going to be randomly placed, like I said, on the back of the ephemera pack envelopes tucked inside of the paperclip. And on the non-golden ticket winners, you will be able to get a discount code for Priscilla at Release the Craftin'. So I'm going to write those codes and the expiration date on the tickets and get those folded up and added to the journals. And if you purchase at least $10, you'll get $5 off. So if your purchase is at least $10, you'll get $5 off of that order for Priscilla at Release the Craftin'. Thank you, Priscilla, for doing that and for always collabing with me on the prompts. And then with the golden tickets, you will get a free digital kit from Priscilla at Release the Craftin', as well as a free digital kit from my shop, Pinkoddbird. But this year, I think I'm going to add in something else special with the 2 golden tickets. So I'm not going to surprise what it is, but I'm not going to spoil what it is, but you'll see it'll be a surprise when you get it. So yeah, I think that's really it, you guys. I know, like I said, this is a little bit longer. I hopefully can edit this down a little bit so it doesn't talk your whole ear off, but I hope you guys are excited and ready for the fun adventure of our Oddtober Daily 2024. These journals are going to be listed in my Etsy shop September 1st. And I am going to try and have this video up tonight, August 31st. So that way you guys can get a head start on seeing what's all going to be included, and then have yourselves ready for tomorrow morning. I'm going to try and aim for a 10 a.m. Pacific launch. So all of that information is going to be in the description box below. And I think that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned, because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.